कदम वतन मेरे नाज है तेरा, हर कदम वतन मेरे नाज है तेरा। आजाद मैं हूँ और वतन आजाद है मेरा, आजाद मैं हूँ और वतन आजाद है मेरा। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम।
Hoisting of the national flag by our chief guest, Father Leo Jairaj.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे, जय हे, जय हे, जय 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 हे।
Principal of St. George's, respected teachers, Brother Basil, staff, students who are online at Raju, a very happy Republic Day celebration. We surely are very different. We may be young, but there is no other republic like ours in this world. The number of cultures that are represented by this republic, the number of languages that are represented by our republic, and all our leaders are chosen by us to represent us from regions, from languages, and from cultures, to speak for us. Our nation truly is very, very different, because back to what our founding fathers have given us, this constitution that we have given for ourselves, the Constitution of India, is like none other. So very different, so encompassing, so comprehensive, and so wisely done. Certainly with the grace of God, with God's own presence. The number of people who are part of this constitution, from the founding fathers of Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Ambedkar, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and the numerous others. There are so many names that are mentioned, but I don't remember all of them. But surely we pay all our deepest respects to all these founding fathers, who using their collective wisdom have given for us this great constitution, which binds us as one nation, and it also gives us the freedom to really express what our individual selves and cultures and languages really want this world to know. That we express what we are. And through this expression from the varied regions of our country, we reveal to the world the difference that we have and the unity in the midst of this difference, in spite of these differences. Because there is always an experience or a feeling that differences divide. But on the contrary, India is standing proof to this truth that differences really unite, really enrich. Differences really make us wiser, make us more courageous and bolder.
And this is exactly what our own army is made up of. From the various states of our country, bearing different regimental names, and winning through the many battles from 1947 to 1965 to 1971 to 1999. Through all the battles with Pakistan or with China, we have had such gallant men, such courageous men and women who have been fighting on the frontiers for us to safeguard the pride and the dignity of this republic. This is what we are today. And for each one of us, we continue to speak about it. We continue to make proud our children who will hear what we have been given and what we really protect. We guard our constitution. The Supreme Court of India is surely another matter of pride for all of us. Having uniting our country and the people, bringing this law that is made for every one of us, keeping this equality in mind, keeping the truth of a democratic nation, that upholding democracy, upholding equality of the genders, upholding equality of all the different strata of society, economic and religious alike, and surely economic, religious and political, all this put together. This is our court defending the rights of each individual, no matter whether they are the poorest or the richest, the weakest or the strongest. This is what our courts are made for. And like the court of the United States, we are as much a proud Supreme Court today. And all this given to us by our Constitution, that we are protected, every culture, every language, every religion, and every different ethnic group. My dear friends, as we gather here in this small place, maybe not with our children, perhaps unfortunate that we have had this virus affecting all of us, across the nation, across societies, across people, strata. But yet we are not divided, we are one, because we are linked with our families and our children, our teachers and our children, the communities of teaching and the community of learners. We are one because we have a relationship that is bound by their being part of this institution. And each one in this institution, with the leadership of Father John, with the principal, is called today to uphold this truth that we have been given this right to educate people of all strata, of all levels, regardless of how economically weak or strong they are. Because this is where, in the service of the weakest, in the service of the poorest, we know what really our generosity can do. Our skills as teaching members of this community can do. We have much to give, much more to give, not merely by our teaching skills, but by who we are, what we ourselves are made up of, what we learned from our own teachers, from our schools, from our own parents, because they are the first teachers in our families. And this is the way society, regardless of how small they are, from the microcosm of society to the largest group in society, is built up. And this is what makes our nation. And for whether it is Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the east of India, or the Maldives in the south of India, or the islands in the Arabian Sea, we are a nation that is a sovereign nation today. The sovereignty of a nation is made up of us. We have elected our representatives, and we want these leaders of ours to make our nation proud, to truly reveal to the world that we are a democratic nation, giving rights to each individual, protecting the rights of each individual, protecting the freedoms that are enshrined for us in the Constitution. All this is why we have chosen our leaders. Civilization that still exists after thousands of years, a civilization that is only developing, evolving really. Not like the Egyptian civilization, which truly is also part of it, developing. But there are many other civilizations that were born but died, but we live, carry on. We in fact develop much more. We evolve into a new civilization. And this is what we're always proud of. And thank you very much for this opportunity. God bless all of you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Father Leo. to say something to my students. Children, every year you deliver the speech. This year, instead of you, I got the privilege to deliver the speech, and please accept my sincere apologies. Okay. Good morning, one and all present here. Today we all have gathered here to celebrate 72nd Republic Day. I am overwhelmed to see you all as an audience, not because we are meeting like this after a long time, but because I feel I am honored by being asked to deliver the speech on 26th January. Because deep down my heart I have always felt that 26th January is one of the two most important days of free India. These 2 days are like the track of railway on which the train of democratic India runs. Mera Bharat Mahan. India is great, and in next few minutes I'll tell you what makes India, its people, its culture different from others. And to be more precise, great. Democratic. What does that exactly mean? 26th January, our Republic Day. On this day, we adopted our constitution in 1950. India was still a dominion till 1950. It means it was just like a teenager who is allowed to take some minor decisions. Before 1950, India was still a soup of 550 princely states. And the kingdoms over there had a choice not to be a part of India, and it was Iron Man Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel who travelled all across the India, convinced the kings to be a part of India. But instead of thanking him, actually what are we doing? Just see. We should thank British for uniting India. After all, before the British Raj, India was full of bandits who called themselves kings, and then Englishmen came and taught us the way of life. That's the explanation which British gave for colonialism, and you will be surprised that many Indians believe that it's true. If you also believe that, then let me tell you something that proves it's not the British who gave recognition to India. Okay, what do you need to make a country? Just 4 things: a land without sovereign ruler, a government, the people, a name across the world. And which of these was absent in ancient India? Nothing. Look into the history. Maurya Empire, Mughal Empire, Maratha Empire, they all had land, government, people. They traded with outside world. We had a beautiful education system. Nalanda University, Takshila University. People all over the world used to come to India to pursue education. We had roads. We charged taxes. In fact, Maurya had introduced a common currency across India about 2300 years ago. Our earlier scriptures, the Vedas, have defined Bharat as a land between Himalaya and sea. Ramayana mentions Bharatvarsh. Mahabharat has Bharat in it. British were not the saviors. They destroyed India part by part. And I want to quote a few sentences of Dr. Shashi Tharoor's famous speech. Just listen. India's share of world economy when British arrived on its shore was 23%. By the time the British left, it was down below 4%. In fact, Britain's industrial revolution was actually premised upon de-industrialization of India. The handloom weavers, for example, fame across the world, were exported around the world. Then British came right in and smashed their thumbs, broke their looms, imposed tariffs and duties on their product, and started, of course, taking the raw materials from India, shipping back manufactured clothes, flooding the world's market. That means weavers in India became the beggars, and India went from being a world-famous exporter to just a poor importer. We literally paid for our own oppressions. And no wonder that sun never set on British Empire, because even God could not trust British in the dark. Look, they came to India to make profit. Okay, we are not here to discuss how cruel they were, because that's their history, their conscience to deal with the world. But please, as an Indian, don't think that British have united us. We have a glorified history. We have a magnificent art, deep and meaningful culture, ancient, yet most planned civilization, great epics. We are much more than a colony. Believe in yourself, believe in India, and we can do wonders. Not only we have a glorified history, but we have a noble present too. Today, where the coronavirus threatens catastrophe throughout the world, India, on the other hand, had got a grip on coronavirus pandemic. Cases have fallen lowest since June 2020. Apart from this, India is also driving world's largest vaccination program. India is not just vaccinating its own, but also nursing the neighborhood back to health. India has gifted lakhs of vaccines to Bhutan, to Maldives, to Nepal, to Bangladesh, Seychelles, Mauritius, Brazil, and Morocco. All of this free of cost. India is looking around to donate 10 million vaccines. This is hashtag India's Vaccine Maitri. While world blocked the export of essential medicines, India kept on supplying medicines like hydrochloroquine, paracetamol to the needy countries. And now India is saving the world with its vaccine. Because here is one thing that India believes in: Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Uncertainty leaves us feeling anxious and powerless over the direction of our life, especially at times like this. Yet, we crave security, we crave peace. And the peace that we want, there is a key for it. And the key is hope. Hope is an orientation of spirit and heart. It is the certainty that something positive will be there. And with this positivity, we present before you, we shall overcome.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall not afraid today. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are not alone today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we are not alone today. We walk hand in hand. We walk hand in hand. We walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Thank you, teachers.
But still,
after this too, we still lose our hope, if we still feel alone, if we still see that amidst all, we are alone and there is no one. We have a very famous and inspiring song of Tagore. which says, "Jodi tor ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলবে।" Today, this is a very important thing that we should remember. We should not wait for others, but we should proceed forward, because even if it is slow, we should move on, because the essence of life is to move on.
যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি কেউ কথা না কয় ওরে ওরে ও বাবা কেউ কথা না কয়, যদি সবার থাকে মুখ ফিরায় সবাই করে ভয়, যদি সবাই থাকে মুখ ফিরায় সবাই করে ভয়, তবে পড়ার ফলে তুই মুখ ফুটে তোর মনের কথা একলা বলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি সবাই ফিরে যায় ওরে ওরে ও বাবা সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি কমন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, যদি কমন পথে যাওয়ার কালে কেউ ফিরে না যায়, তবে পথে
टीचर्स तरह वो
তবে পথে
टीचर्स का तरफ
কাটা তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে, যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে।
Dear Chief Guest for the Leo Joyraj, my dear teachers, staff members, all my staff, and my dear students, parents and all the stakeholders those who are not present here. First of all, on this auspicious day, I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy Republic Day. The chief guest's speech molded me a little, inspires me a little, because from his speech he highlighted that India is great. We are living in a community, living in peace and harmony. And that is the motto that we are carrying on. And it was the dream of all the eminent leaders, the freedom fighters, those who have given us this constitution today. And we are standing here to celebrate this day, 72nd Republic Day. Mahatma Gandhi says that you be the change first, you see the change in the world. We all teachers, we all educationists, leaders, we say, let us change, but it remains in the words, unless I change myself first. If the individual changes, the world will change. And that is the motto that we can live together, live in harmony. We can bring peace in the world. Now, why this world is divided? Because of our selfishness, our own self-centered motives, if we get rid of all these things, you will see the change. We can fulfill the dream that APJ Abdul Kalam had in his life. And he says, this constitution gives us the courage to think differently, to invent new, to combat the challenges, the problems, and live together. And this is the success of our life. My dear teachers, today I stand here to say a vote of thanks. In a short time, we had a very good program. From my heart, I thank Father Leo for his beautiful speech and accepting as a chief guest of the day. I thank all the teachers, those who have performed their songs, the MC of the program, Ms. Cynthia, all my teachers, those who are associated with this program, this small decoration, Rupa ma'am, who arranged this beautiful dais and the flowers, and all my staff. You're so good, you're so cooperative, and with a short time, if we can change our hearts, you can imagine in a long span how much we can change the world. Yes, this is what the call of Constitution is. So with this, I thank you one and all, and at the end I say, Jai Hind. Thank you.
मर के भी मिटने न दे तिरंगे की ये शान,
हिंदुस्ता तेरे लिए दे देंगे अपनी जान।
मातरम वंदे मातरम, सुजलाम सुफलाम मातरम वंदे मातरम, मलयज शीतलाम मातरम वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम। हर कदम वतन मेरे नाज है तेरा, आजाद मैं हूँ और वतन आजाद है मेरा, आजाद मैं हूँ और वतन आजाद है मेरा। वंदे मातरम।